Oh, I was gonna say, do you have any techniques at your gym that you like, not necessarily ban, but ask people not to do? Like for instance, at our gym, like especially for like the newer guys or white belts, I ask them like, please don't jump guard if you can avoid it, and preferably no like scissor takedowns. Just those things that can be really dangerous on knees. I don't say it's banned or never do it, but like, if you're going to do it, make sure you're going to do it safely. Like it's on you. Like if you hurt someone with one of these techniques, I don't give a shit what the person you hurt was doing. It's your fault.
Yeah, that's exactly what my answer was going to be when you asked it. Like no scissor takedowns or jumping close guard. But that's something I don't really mention a whole lot, just because it's not. I don't know. Like no one just does it anyways, right? But I should probably make like a sign just to remind people, because yeah, that's such dangerous. But at the same time, it's like I sometimes do scissor takedowns. I don't jump guard, but I do scissor takedowns, but only if I know that it's going to be safe to do, right? But the problem is not everyone knows when it's safe to do. And if I start to enter one and I feel like, okay, it might not be safe, I'm going to pull out right away. Like I'm not going to just go for it anyways. So yeah, even something like that, like something it's pretty dangerous. It can not be dangerous, but at the same time, I don't trust, I don't trust other people to do it. And, if someone goes for one on me, like if it's a black belt, it's fine. As long as they understand safety, because that's the thing. It's like, you can pretty much you can do anything at the gym, just like do it safe, like prioritize safety. If you're not safe, like that's what's outlawed. You can't do that shit.
I remember I was doing a technique once. It was kind of like a scissor takedown, and it was from seated guard, and I would hop up really quickly and scissor takedown. But the person I did it to was like, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that to me. And I was like, that's cool. And I never did it again. You know what I mean? Like you got, like you said, you got to know who you're rolling with, and you got to know what they might have injuries you don't know about.
Yeah.
This person had a bad knee.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anytime I've went for one, like I'll tell them after, like I would only do that safely, like just so they don't worry, like, oh, like he just did a scissor takedown on me, is he a douche? Like no, like I'll only do that to you if I know that I can 100% do it safe. And I always say it after, and they're always, oh yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. But I think that's the thing too. It's like, you have to let people know that you're not being reckless, even if you do perform it well. Like if you're something that can be such a stigma to it, like for good reason, because it's so dangerous. But like jumping guards, just never do it. Like never jump close guard. I saw on Reddit too. Like I lurk on Reddit all the time. But like I saw someone jump close guard, which is just one of like many videos I've seen, and just blew out this girl's knee. Like and then she kind of gets up like shocked it happens, and like obviously in shock, like because that sucks. But like, just don't do it in the first place. Like, what do you expect to happen? Like, it can be done safely, but I mean, you didn't do it safely. Like, the person has like their leg straight out, like really leading with that leg. You put weight on it, it's going to collapse. It's just a very fast knee bar. So, I don't know what's wrong with people.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard a guy's knee jumping close guard in a tournament when I was like near the tail end of blue belt. It was a tournament, like I think I was up 4 points with like 30 seconds left, and I just jumped close guard. He turned kind of sideways, and I landed on like the side of his knee, and it just folded underneath him. He screamed, yelled, ref stopped the match, and I actually think that's the last time I've ever jumped close guard, because I felt really bad. I mean, it's a tournament, and I was playing a strategy to win, so like, but it is kind of my fault. I feel really bad. Like it was my fault. I jumped on the side of his knee. I hurt him. Like I wasn't safe about it, but I haven't done it since, just because it does feel really bad when you hurt someone doing something like that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes like even though it's awful, the silver lining is almost that it's like collateral damage, in the sense of now not to ever do that again, and you can really promote that to your students and everyone around you not to do it. Like the same thing I've said many times, when I hurt Joey's knee going for that hip throw, that was like collateral damage for me to make sure that I really advocate against doing that, like forcing hip throws. So yeah, it sucks to be, the one on the receiving end, but it's like, this is how people kind of learn from people kind of making mistakes. Right. And now, yeah, that stuff can be avoided more. Like there's been so many videos of scissor takedowns that now there's such a stigma to them, for good reason. So all those people were just kind of almost like sacrifices to make sure more people don't get hurt, and unfortunate for them for sure. But we thank them for their for their service.
If taught properly, it can be a very safe takedown, correct?
Oh yeah, because you just need to make sure that that their knee is like they're leading with their knee. Their knee isn't like back, and you need to make sure you put your hand on the mat so that you can control your weight as you go. Like if you just jump right into it and their knee is like back further, then you're not going to be able to get there, and you're just going to put immense pressure on the knee. But hopefully the ankle, because it'll go to the ankle or the knee. And I saw in a tournament, one of my friends, someone did one on him, and he busted his ankle, but like it pretty bad. But I was just happy it wasn't his knee, because ankles are one thing that sucks, but the knees are another. Knees are much worse for sure.
I guess any technique can be dangerous if you fuck it up or do it wrong or are careless with it, right? Like heel hooks, they would say were banned everywhere before, and now I don't know a gym that doesn't do heel hooks.
Well, yeah, but many still don't though. Yeah, many still don't.
Really?
They're just behind with the times. Like, it's funny. Someone I was rolling with yesterday, they were reaping me, and they were asking like, "Was this okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is 2023. Like reap me. It's great, but like don't bust my knee." But they weren't, and I would know when to tap. Like if I was feeling pressure on the knee, I would just tap. And that's kind of the problem too. Like in the gi, it's a little different because, I'm not a big fan of like doing heel hooks in the gi or like lateral pressure on the knee that way in the gi, just because I do like to separate the sports a little bit. Where like, one we do leg locks like that, and the other one we don't, just for like variety. And also it's harder to defend in the gi, these types of things. But yeah, like people sometimes really like big time complain when they're getting reaped. But it's like, well, you could just tap, you know what I mean? Like it's especially in no-gi, because again, like so many leg locks and entries, like they involve reaps. So you have to get comfortable and knowledgeable when you're in danger, when you're not. Like, yeah, but people will freak out. They'll be, "You're reaping me," and get all mad. Like, yeah, just tap.
I just tap.